Hi there, everyone. Johnny here from JHRacing. I've just discovered that Simucube has replaced its True Force software for the Simucube 2 Pro wheelbase and its other wheelbases with the new Simucube Tuner. And the tuner combines all of the software for the wheelbase, steering wheels, and pedals for Simucube. So you can see here there's clutch, brake, and throttle. They're not configured because I don't own those. Steering wheel, I don't own any Simucube steering wheels, but I do own the Simucube 2 Pro wheelbase. So that has been configured on my system. So their new software, Simucube Tuner, just combines all of the adjustments that you can do for all of their products. Now, I'm only going to be using the wheelbase right now, but I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I've discovered just in the last few days after I've installed this. First of all, under the Overview tab, we have our different options. I can click this and I get the different profiles that I have made for the different cars and tracks and stuff that I use in iRacing, as well as Race Room and RF2, as well as in the Formula One game. I just migrated all of these over from Simucube True Force into the Simucube Tuner. It says when you're doing this migration that all of your settings will remain the same, and you should be, the way I interpret that is you're good to go when you go into iRacing or Race Room or whatever you're going to be going into. Okay, well, you can see here I've just loaded an IndyCar oval setup, or I could go back in and load a GT3 setup, or whatever ones that I've already made. These are the ones I've migrated over from True Force into the Simucube Tuner. If I click under Wheelbase now, it'll show me all those settings that have been migrated over. And these are the ones that I have set when I had Simucube True Force. It has all your max strength of the force feedback, your steering ratio, your damping, friction, inertia, your smoothness, and you go into advanced and do more things, and you can go into the notch, which I don't use, and then you can go into game effects, and you can fine-tune damping and friction. You can up your square wave if the game uses square wave, like on curbs or something like that. So I've done all those things. I migrated them over. So I went into iRacing with my presets, and they were horrible. They were just horrible. They didn't work at all. So I've had to go through all of them with the individual cars, etc., and iRacing or Race Room programs, and adjust all the different factors again until I get them to where I kind of am very comfortable with them. So I'm disappointed that my profiles, even though they migrated over, they do not function for some reason. They do not function the same way in the wheelbase. Now, I don't know if that's because the wheelbase had a firmware update, and that firmware update has changed the force feedback frequencies, like the 360 hertz or what have you, and that has upset things. But anyways, it's still a good exercise in going through and tweaking your cars and the tracks that they're at to get what you're comfortable with. So I'm not going to complain too much, but I was a little disappointed that it didn't migrate with the kind of fidelity that I thought. So anyways, that's okay. I can live with that. The second thing was under the high torque setting here. Again, it's the normal thing when you click it. You have to scroll down to the bottom of the description and say, oh yeah, okay. And I want it to automatically start each time. And of course, it gives you a countdown here, so you have to make sure you do that. So I activate it. So it's activated. So it'll start each time. So, okay, that's kind of the same idea. Nice, protection feature. Also, I have a button down here of settings. If I click that, these are the ones like, do I want to start it out when I turn on the PC? And yes, I do. LED brightness, well, I don't have any LEDs on my wheelbase, so that doesn't matter. So I just drop it down to the lowest it goes, which is just 1%. And then system idle time. Um, in Simucube True Force, you could turn that off. So you don't get that annoying beep, 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 beep when the wheelbase goes to sleep. I don't have any way here that I've found yet of turning it off. I've maxed it out at 60 minutes. If the idle time is 60 minutes, the wheelbase will go to sleep, which I guess is a good feature. But I find that annoying, especially when I'm maybe doing other things at the computer or working on videos, and all of a sudden I get the beep, beep, beep because my wheelbase is turning off. I'd like to be able to turn off the sound. Now I'll get to that in a second, or at least make sure that this doesn't enter any idle time. There's no sleep time. There's no idle time. I don't have to worry. It's just off. Um, Unfortunately, I can't seem to find where to do that. Anyway, so I'm leaving it this way. So I have to put up with the beep, beep, beeps. Now, I'm going to go back to overview. I'm going to click on the little burger menu for that. And it says I can import files or create shortcuts. Okay, that's fine. That's nice. If I go back to wheelbase and click on that one, it's got another settings button. I know I have settings here, but it's got another settings button here, which are different ones. Okay, audible notifications. I don't want them. I don't want to hear that beep, beep, beep. So I don't click it. But unfortunately, I'm still getting the beep, beep, beep. So I'm not sure why I'm still getting it when I don't have it clicked on. The other information here I don't really do anything with. I haven't had any need to do anything with, so I don't worry about that. So I guess that means when I go through my various settings, so you can see I've got things for the Dallara Formula Car, F1, GT3, IndyCar, Oval IndyCar Road, ARCA with a little lower force feedback, Xfinity Truck, Next Gen at road courses, mini stocks. That's all in iRacing. If I'm using Race Room or R-Factor 2, I've got different settings as well. Unfortunately, no matter which one I click and go to use, when I go to the wheelbase, yes, those are all the things that I put down for my ARCA settings. There, you just heard the beep, 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 I think. I don't know if you picked that up, but there it goes. Even though I've got audible things off, and I got a 60-minute idle time before it goes to sleep, and I just started this computer and the wheelbase. I just started it up like when I started the video like 3 minutes ago. So I don't know where the 60 minutes is coming in. There's something buggy going on with that. But anyways, back to the settings. These are the settings that I put in when I did Simucube True Force, and they did migrate over. But when I run it in iRacing, it's it it's nothing. The wheel is either just all loosey goosey, or maybe you heard the beep beep beeps again. Um, the damping is not right. The friction's not right. The inertia's not right. The max strength, that's okay. I usually have it sort of set at about the 10 Newton meter range, which is 40 on the percent scale for this. But I have to go through and get into the sim and drive and adjust all these again to make it feel the way I want. So um, that's a little disappointing, but like I said before, it's a good exercise in fine-tuning the force feedback to your liking in the sim. So anyways, that's kind of cool. We have Simucube Tuner now, and unfortunately we do not have the True Force. Once I loaded up the tuner, it made the True Force obsolete. So even if I wanted to go back to it, I cannot. The wheelbase the firmware has been updated to use Simucube Tuner. So anyways, that's my thoughts. See you on the track.